to IGN's E3 live show, streaming straight to you on e3.ign.com and on YouTube. Kane and Lynch's first game introduced us to a gritty world of co-op violence and mayhem, but let's now see what the dynamic duo has learned since their first outing. Here with us is IO Interactive to show off Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days.
Guys, thanks for joining us. So right now we're taking a look at the story mode, or just a section of it. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about what's going on right now on screen.
Yeah, of course, you know, Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days sequel to Kane Lynch 1 Dead Men, and the whole trademark for Kane Lynch is I think the grittiness, the reality and brutality of real life locations and characters. We wanted to enhance on that. We wanted to draw upon that strength and just go over the top with this. And we invented a new kind of realism. We think we did a lot of research into what is real, and we draw upon inspiration from user-generated content instead of looking at Hollywood movies or other games. So we did a lot of stuff to make it feel like it's been filmed by a random camera, just out of your pocket. This is really happening. This is where you know.
Right.
So, yeah.
And people will get a feel for that if they've seen movies where they use shaky cam. A lot of 24 uses that style a lot.
Something like that, but actually even more, because we have MPEG compression errors. Whenever you get hit, the picture will start to go crazy. We have a lot of cheap camera effects happening, and also in the sound it's playing. Every time you shoot, loud noises will dip all the other sound, like compression on a cheap camera. So all that stuff is to actually get the immersive experience, to get a more intense experience, get it closer to the player.
I noticed that in the early trailers, that whenever there was a scene of extreme violence, it went to the really quick edited mode where the MPEG compression sort of showed up. It's a really interesting stylistic choice. Makes it look like you're watching it through somebody else's eyes as they're filming it very fast. So for people who maybe aren't familiar with the first one, maybe you can give us the setup as to what's happening now in this level.
I mean, Kane and Lynch been away from each other for like 3 years. Now they're back together, and once they're back together, it's an explosive cocktail. This is like very early in the game, and these guys right now are kind of facing the consequences of what they did on the first level. They're getting hit on a freeway. They're just riding along with their boss, Mr. Glazer, and all of a sudden there's rammed by a car, and as you can see here, his car is rammed. You have to get him out of the car and protect him in the middle of a Shanghai street. So it's pretty intense from the very get-go.
And can we expect some more of the cover-based gameplay that we saw in the first one?
Oh yes, we're playing Lynch this time, so we needed to revamp the entire gameplay experience to actually fit his way of playing. So the cover system is there, it's button activated so you don't get stuck, but all of the squad mechanics and tactical planning is out, and in is more kicking down doors, more brutal, more in your face. We have a new feature called Down Not Dead, where you're crawling around and you need a high impact. You crawl around the floor and you can shoot and you get up and cover again, get that second chance, because it's a very intense, it's a very hard game, so you need that chance, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we revamped the entire shooting experience from the ground up to make it very solid and very responsive.
After the first one, what did you feel needed to be worked on, or what did you really want to come through with in the second time around?
Came up with a short list of features that we wanted to look at. First one was aiming and shooting, then the cover system, then we wanted to look at the AI, and then the fact that the art was perceived to be a little dated, and then the fact that we didn't have an online co-op. We do have an online co-op this time, so we get to play Kane and Lynch online for the entire story campaign.
That's great. So what is your objective in this mission right here?
Huh?
What is your objective in this mission
right here? It is to protect your boss, Mr. Glazer, escort him through the streets, through the parking garage, through a derelict building, and to a pickup truck that's on the other side. And actually it's very interesting, Rich, because these guys, you get to play in multiplayer. These are the same guys, and that the getaway van is kind of drawing upon the same kind of mechanic as getting away with the crime in the multiplayer.
So I know one of the biggest draws of the first Kane and Lynch was this really unique approach to the multiplayer mode. Did you guys decide to bring that back, and how did you tweak it to make it even more exciting this time?
I think it's time for Kim to step in, talk a little about that.
Yeah, so Fresh Alliance is back. It's still about greed and betrayal and revenge. The core in the game mode is still the same. So it starts as an 8-player co-op. You have to do a heist together. You steal all the money. Somebody might get a little more greedy than the others. He might try to betray the alliance, kill one of them, become a traitor, try to escape on his own. But the others, when you die, you come back as a police player. and then you get the chance to take revenge. So it's still the same core: greed, betrayal, and revenge. But together with all the core mechanics that was totally revamped for the whole game, I think it's a way more solid experience. And all the new features that we put into the game, for example, Down But Not Dead, all the new features are created to give you a second chance. One of the problems in the first game, in Fresh Alliance, was it was too easy to become a traitor. You could just go up and kill somebody. With Down But Not Dead, you go down and you look in the direction of where the bullet came from, and you get the chance to take revenge immediately. And we have a lot of other features that make sure that you always get a second chance when somebody tries to backstab you. So I think it's Fresh Alliance is back, and it's a lot more rewarding this time to become a traitor.
Did you guys ever think that idea, because the idea that somebody can kill anyone on their team at any time, did you ever have the worry that might not work in multiplayer, that it would just be too difficult because everybody would immediately kill each other?
We did a lot of stuff to work with that this time. I think it's really appealing in multiplayer. Whenever you play a board game, the really fun stuff is sitting around the table and backstab somebody.
Yes.
That's the core in it, right? When you play with others. So I think it was never a problem for me to actually implement that in a multiplayer. The problem was more that it was too easy. And this time you cannot kill anyone from your team until the looting has started. So you cannot do it right away. You need the money in there before you can actually do it. We did a lot of other stuff. You get a yellow card when you shoot at somebody, and the other player can then kill you without becoming a traitor. So when you start shooting at somebody, you really have to mean it.
Well, it was amazing to me that you got that betrayal system really working well in the first one. It sounds like you've added a lot to sort of tweak and smooth it out.
Yeah, we did a lot of play testing, and of course we went online and played it a lot the first time, found all the flaws, ironed it out, and I think it works really well this time. I'm really satisfied with it.
Thanks a lot for coming by. I can't wait to jump into multiplayer and betray some of my greatest friends. Back to you, Jess.
Thanks for your time, gentlemen. Nothing like a healthy dose of ultra-violence to start off the day. As for you guys out there, remember that you can tweet any comments or suggestions by following our Twitter @IGN, #IGN Live. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at Lara Croft's new outing, so stay tuned.